Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the famous Dwayne's podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne. To my right is my wife, Nicole. With me is Tiffany and her fiance, Antoine, and longtime friends, Abril and the homie Malky Malk. Say what up to the people.
What's good?
Going on?
What is this?
So we are talking about, damn, I'm sauced. We are talking about relationship goals.
Oh, goals.
Goals.
Yes. And how, a lot of times people try to project certain things onto relationships that don't really apply to them. A lot of people have unrealistic expectations. Oh, snap. We got somebody else coming in the chat.
What's good?
People out here, say what up to a Jara Boom.
Face, what's good? Let me get my background right. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been drinking. That's why I'm like that right now.
Yes, Lord help us too.
Yeah, so we're talking about relationship goals and just I guess we can kind of go around the room, the virtual room. What do you consider relationship goals? Now, don't get in trouble now. Yeah. Right next.
We didn't rehearse we didn't have time to rehearse our answers, so I don't know.
Mr. and Mrs.
The goal is having a partner that can troll you and you know that they're trolling you, so you don't get mad. That's a big one.
Very used to the trolls.
Don't feed the troll.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna let the single person go first. So Jai, you wanna tap in on what your relationship goals are?
Nigga, stay the fuck away from him. Just wait. No, it's funny. I was actually talking about this earlier with a friend. I know my relationship goals aren't traditional. It's something that I want to help me grow and not necessarily be a limit, as in like we set our parameters in year 3 or whatever, and then like in 5 years, like they haven't grown or we haven't allowed each other to grow in other ways. Like I just don't want to be limited by it. And just open communication and understanding. I feel like if that's my goal, we can figure out everything else along the way. But and I know it's probably not monogamous. That I'm pretty sure of.
Okay, so elevate and vibrate higher, and it is what it is. Free love and all. All right.
Love.
All right. Malky, Abril, what's up?
Yes.
Oh, no, just I think a lot of people have this false connotation that you need like some sort of partner to come like complete you or like fulfill something. Like I don't prescribe to that thought at all. Yeah. I think that when you are operating at 100% and you gravitate towards someone who's operating at 100%, then that's when y'all are actually building and creating something, Yeah. Because until you're okay with yourself and just you and feeling like completely like, you know what, right. I'm dope, I'm satisfied with myself, I love how I am. Right. I just want someone who's going to add on and help elevate me and not feeling like, oh, I'll never be fulfilled unless I have a partner. Yeah. I think that's more my perspective. Like, yeah. So that way you're actually like a force to be reckoned with, like in tandem, as opposed to just feeling like you're the weak link and you need another link to make
y'all
you
definitely have to both be at 100 coming into it, because if you at 100 and I'm at 50 or 60, it's going to be just
off balance.
It's going to be mad work to like get it to where it's supposed to be in the first place,
Right. Whether we happen to be in a committed monogamous marriage, but even outside of those parameters, I think as long as you're with people who are emotionally intelligent, who know how to communicate, who don't bottle things up, and are emotional intelligence, I feel like is one of the most important things. That's where everybody goes wrong. People are scared to say what they
that's huge.
need.
Yeah.
They don't know how to express that to the people that they're with. There's a lot of misunderstandings happening. You know, so I think that those are some like really important foundations. And plus, you just want to have someone who you have fun with genuinely. Otherwise, why are you even together?
Yeah.
If we can't have club home, then why are we? I could do that all by myself.
Thank you.
I could do that all by myself.
Okay.
I found myself more fun outside of relationships. So I think that's why I've been avoiding them here recently, because I'm more fun, like, and enjoy myself more alone than like most of the relationships I've been in. So I'm just like, but yes, if we can have club home, then I'm on board. I agree.
Okay. Tiffany and Twan, what's up?
So I want to understand the question. Is it what our relationship goals are, or what the definition of like what are relationship goals?
Well, that's kind of one and the same. Like, because the thing is, relationship goals is different for each person. Yeah. So, like, what would be your relationship goals?
I'm trying not to say what everybody else said, but I guess our relationship or my relationship, our relationship. I'm trying to practice this whole us thing, right? Is to live and grow authentically together, while maintaining our inner peace. Kind of like the big gist of what it is. I feel like that catches everything.
Yes.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. You know,
It sure was.
No, but you know, when you know, like you said, you're not necessarily looking for someone to complete you, but you know, you're kind of looking for that life partner to go through life together, to grow and to learn and deal with the struggles and the enjoyments that happen. You know, just to have that person with you to go through that is one of my goals. Happy home, like you said, obviously that's huge. You want to come home to peace, right? We deal with so much stuff out in the street and at work. You know, we want to come home and you know have good peace. So,
and a drink.
Oh, drink. I'll say something else. Yep, and a drink.
Man, we just started.
Nah, well, I just started. You just wait till I get the cup 3.
You're not going to embarrass me on this thing today.
Told you, I don't delete nothing, so you better tread lightly, young man.
I got you. All
right, baby. What's your relationship goals or your definition?
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna go before me, but
Ladies first.
No, basically they just like growing together, building, and like just like growing as our own person individually, and actually understanding that person with each other, and maintaining a friendship and communication. So, pretty much when you have that, it should really go.
So, my thing is just, you know, relationship goals is definitely, as everyone said, just growing together. If you're not growing together, what's the point? If you're not growing together, you're dying together. Put that on a t-shirt.
What?
You gotta turn your sexy voice off, Dwayne. You gotta speak up.
First of all,
all I heard was dying together.
I know you're in the bedroom and everything, but you gotta.
All I heard was dying together. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me tell you right now.
You're dying
your
Say what?
From jail. He wanted to dedicate this song to
Hold on. What? All I heard was dying together. I'm not dying.
Like, if you're not growing together, then you're dying together.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like, okay. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Me and my bitch.
That's not my goal.
like, what are we talking about dying for?
We're not doing that.
No.
But, you know, just that's the biggest thing. Just like, you know, growth. Like, for example, like me and my wife, we go way back. She seen me when I was out here and I belonged to the streets. You know what I'm saying? To the streets. But she still, you know, accepted me for who I was. And then at the same time, we was always able to just have fun. Like, just good, clean fun.
Yeah, he got
They're laughing because they know I was out here. But, you know what I'm saying?
I was out here in the streets.
Right.
But it's just like, you know, we can just have a mock. Oh, there's a concert going on. Like, oh, Maxwell's going to be at the Garden. Chris is going to be at the Garden. Let's go. It was something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it was that I knew that, like, that may even be, like, a little weird, a little different. I know that she was down with it. And, you know, just the fact that, again, just being able to have fun, just being yourself, not having to censor yourself, not having to suppress yourself to a certain extent. You know, like, this is who I am. Oh, you heard it? Cool. This is who you are.
That's where a lot of people mess
All
up.
right.
I don't mean to quote this movie, but y'all all know Mean Girls. Like, I feel like everybody's just trying to make fetch happen. Like, people are just trying to make it happen. Like, stop trying to force a square into a circle. You know, like people think that they need to put on this whole persona to attract someone to them, but then the person that you attracted is not being authentic. You're not being authentic, and then when y'all get real with each other, you're like, "Who the hell is this?"
Yeah.
Like, you may not even like each other.
Yeah.
So I think that you turn into what you tune into, right? Like what you're vibrating at, that tends to be like the type of energy that you attract. So when you elevate your own vibration into like your own genuine like selfness, like in a weird way to say it, that's when the person that is on that same wave like will just naturally, you know, like y'all will naturally like come around each other. Like it's not like something that has to be forced, but social media, like we talked about before, because you can portray yourself however you want on social media. That doesn't necessarily have any ties to reality. Who you are, how you live, your belief systems or lack thereof, blah blah. So a lot of people are just seeing this very curated vision of other people, and then they're picking their partners based on that. So like you said, there's not a lot of authenticity of like that realness of like, this is me, this is who I am, you know, that is you, like, and we respect that about each other.
Oh man.
Oh
Hey,
Lord.
lapel pin.
Single man in the building.
Right.
Come through, lapel pin. Introduce yourself.
Wait, is he there?
Mhm.
This thumbnail is taking me out, bro.
Yeah. He's a character, no matter. Like every time he's a character. You got someone else that's knew me from like way back when. Actually, I think he knew me the longest.
Way back.
Wow, I feel perfect.
So we're just waiting for the audio. But in the meantime, in between time, people just need to be real. I think that's what it boils down to. Social media is a lot of times everyone's avatar. You know, that's a representative of who you are, and you know, you can kind of like dress up how you want to. Like you can make it look like you out here. I saw something like it was a lot of IG models was like just posting that like
in the fake private planes.
Yeah.
What?
Like, yo, we lit, whatever. Matter of fact, even like on Facebook, I mean, it was a joke, but this dude was like in Home Depot, and like they didn't crop it right, so it was just like, yo, like bought my house at 22, like that nigga up. I'm like, you at Home Depot at the display in the kitchen, you can see like the top,
really
like
do
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I don't get that desire to like flex. That's not something that I quite understand.
I understand the desire to flex. What I don't understand is the desire to
fake
flex inauthentically like that.
Yeah, I mean fake to flex. Like it's one thing. Like you're allowed to brag on your accomplishments, of course. Like we love to see it.
Right. If you want to brag so bad, get a real house. Why?
Right.
Why take the picture?
Why
take the picture? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just like, what are you achieving? Like
because if someone's gonna find out, like
every time, and they don't care.
And eventually you're gonna get exposed. Like when it comes time to fly somebody out, or we know how those fly off go. We all on Twitter, like whenever you know, like the House of Cards is gonna get exposed. I just don't get how people find that type of fake clout sustainable.
You know, it's like when you have young kids and they do something because they think that you never, like they're the first person to come up with it. I feel like that's the same logic that people do when they lie on social media. Like nobody's gonna ever find this out because I did it in a way that's different than everybody else did it. Like that's why they keep doing it.
The newest lie.
My thing about is the dude. What about his real friends? They're like, nigga, I know.
Right, they know. They know.
Like the nigga that took the picture.
Wait, man, I was just at your house yesterday. It was an apartment.
Like, why don't you zoom in?
Wait. So now I have a question for the group. If you see one of your friends posting from Home Depot a fake like background of like a house that is not theirs and bragging on their home purchase, would you say something to them?
Yes.
Say something. Would you drag them? Like
Yes.
Yes.
say something?
Yes.
To them.
Yes, I would.
I wouldn't embarrass them publicly, but I would
Embarrass
say
them publicly.
Oh no, they get
I'm
a phone call.
sending.
They get a phone call.
I'm sending a bitch. What the fuck?
Right. You getting a gift.
Immediately.
If we knew that they weren't doing it.
You
as
remember
a
that
joke.
gift of the dude that had all the question marks around his head? And he's like,
Right.
Yeah, if they wasn't doing it as a joke, like if
Right,
they
if
was
they was
being
being,
like
like,
100%
100%
like
serious.
full go with it, yeah,
Yeah. I think I will probably start like with like a question. So
Are
I'll
you
try to see where
okay?
their head is at. Like, so
okay, like, oh.
you flexing on IG? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark,
How long
question
your
mark.
soul be though? How long you rather listen?
So-
It's at least 13 O's. It's at least 13 O's in the cell.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, yo, that's crazy play. That's what's up. And I'm gonna
Apple
have the DMs be like, yo, nigga, cut it out. We know.
Don't entertain it. You can't entertain it on the post. Don't entertain it.
No,
No,
Don't
it's in that moment.
it's not friendship. You can't embarrass them.
Right. It's embarrassing.
No.
Nah, cause
Like,
think about it. I know
I'm
what you know.
embarrass you, but I'm also not gonna go along with this lie.
the rules.
It's a cry for help, so I feel like I need to reach out
Right.
and find
I
out
need
what's
to
going
check on you. Like, is everything okay?
on. Yeah.
You need to talk. Like,
It definitely is a cry for
It is
help.
a
Yeah, that's
Alright, so I'll behave. I'll just put the little eyes, just like maybe 3 of them.
You're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
Let me put some shit on Instagram and
not ambiguous.
like,
Like, it can mean anything.
nah.
if you see me post some shit like that, first call me and ask, did you see this, nigga? And I'll tell you.
right. I'm gonna ask first though.
Just bring it over. Just bring it. Just pop it right
I'm
there.
I'm gonna put so with about 13 to 26 O's. That's the first thing.
26. That's very specific.
expect no less than 13 O's.
So, Jai, do you know anybody personally that has been fronting on the gram and living a lie? No names, of course.
Personally,
Put some names on it.
I
I know at Big Flexer. I know,
right? _ no.
At them where it didn't happen.
No, okay, weirdly enough, it's not necessarily about like what their possessions, but more about like coming off as like very like emotionally mature and like accepting and like this whole spiritual thing. And I'm like, bitch, where? Like, wasn't you just calling the police on your baby daddy last week lying about some shit? Like, and everybody has to, I'm like, grow how? Wasn't you just using your child as a weapon against, like, that? I've seen that kind of stuff. Like,
Right.
who are you for? Like, anybody who knows you all about drama. Ain't not an ounce of growth, ain't not a nothing.
Damn.
I see that stuff.
Not an ounce of
I've
growth.
seen that stuff.
Not an ounce of growth, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I just saw you in the Fridays parking lot.
That's emotional.
Hey, what's wrong with Fridays?
Nothing. I love Fridays.
The mozzarella
Why you
sticks
in
is
the park? Why you
bomb.
put him in the parking lot?
They,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I be in the car.
No, that's true. I think that's more common than the other thing. Like that's more common than the financial flexes. People be posting all their scriptures and their
The
yoga
fake
and
deep
all of
stuff.
this like super fake deep because that it's like a little bit more trendy now. But the lifestyle isn't matching up. It's not like the two things are not.
Yeah.
I try not to, maybe you're on an internal journey that I'm just not aware of,
Well, that's the thing, a lot of times I always assume that, it's something that these people are aspiring to be, or that's how they're aspiring to be.
Oh, he's so nice.
So that's how I look at it, so yeah. They'll read an inspirational quote, or someone will tell them something and they'll post it, as if it's something as if it's something they said, but like you said, it doesn't match up with what they're.
So sorry, no, I do know. So this is like a low key flex, and it's probably a little bit off topic. But people that post memes as if it was their Facebook status are liars. That's a flex.
Yeah, people do
I
that.
feel like that's a fake flex because
Say it,
it's
I don't
usually something
understand.
deep.
Say it again.
Like it's like a fake deepness, like to your
Yeah.
point, like that
Yeah.
fake deepness, but it was a whole meme or a quote,
Right.
or
Hey, that's like the people on Twitter that were literally still a tweet like it was theirs and like reposted, no quote,
As
no
if it's
nothing,
theirs.
just
Yep.
As if someone can't just search the words and find your.
Like, what are we?
That's
What
called
are we
people with no personality.
right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna add something to it. Like I'm gonna quote tweet it and talk my shit on top of it, and then retweet the shit. Like I don't understand why you need to like still like you have no authentic thought of yourself. Like you have nothing.
I know it's been a rough year, so I get what you're saying about like a lot of people are just aspiring to change their lifestyle, their mentality and stuff. I think it's more bothersome when it comes off like super preachy, as if like word is bond and I'm an expert on this topic, but that's not me.
he got a mic.
Every week asking me, I mean,
What's good?
this is
What's up, Justin? What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
what's good? What one?
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's going on?
We got a whole
Justin?
setup.
All right, man. Yeah,
We need mics. Where's the budget for this?
I feel
Yeah,
like
you gotta
too.
word. You know, next month makes a whole year that I've been doing this, so yeah, we had to ante up the setup for year 2. So yeah, get you some mics. Get you some mics.
Famous Dwayne just needs to add mics in the budget.
We gotta.
Word, man.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we gotta hook
Cause
that
I
up.
use it.
Get you some beer too.
Oh, we all.
We good. You late.
Oh,
You gotta get yourself together. You just got
I'm
here.
super lit.
I'm on my second.
We got drinks. Okay, we do have
You know what we doing?
Got a little some more than drinks too. I don't know what the show is ready.
Nah, but Justin.
What's up, brother?
Just so we get your take. What is your concept of relationship goals, or what is your ideal relationship goals per se?
So I think that's an organic term, right? Or relationship. And I think it's hard for one person to say that by themselves, because then that's selfish, right? Because then it's just my relationship goal. Relationships with two people, I think, is when you take these two different ideologies together, you mesh them, you find someone that kind of complements you, or you somehow you're able to, like I said, able to mesh, get that together, unite on a goal. Are you asking me like what's my personal relationship goal?
Dessert.
Oh, see, I was trying to be way too deep. I thought she meant like what is relationship goals in general.
I asked the same question. There's not
Well, answer it differently.
All right, I was like,
The question's fine.
we gotta flex that master's degree, like.
There you go. All right.
He got a mic and a master's.
See, he over here doing it.
He had it coming hot. Come on.
Yo, my relationship goal is honestly just someone. It's like I look at relationships like a team, like a tandem. So just to find that that partner, my Pippin,
Right.
or maybe my Kobe,
Right.
maybe my Kobe,
Why you gotta be Jordan?
maybe my Kobe, maybe my Kobe.
I'm just saying,
That's
that's a
arrogant.
football girl. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
people really be slipping, people be slacking on Pippen, and Pippen was dope. Well, I'm just trying to say someone that could fill in.
Why you can't be Pippin?
because you don't want a ball joint. That's why. You want a joint with hair. Okay?
Well, to answer that question, the reason why I don't think I could be Pippen, I think I have too much drive and ambition. That's why. Which is why I switched and I said maybe she's my Kobe, because I could still be Shaq. Shaq had just as much drive as Kobe.
I'll let that
that'll
go
work.
then.
Partner with
I
the
got
drive,
you.
and
But the problem with a Kobe though is the motherfucker split up, so that's why it's like Michael Jordan and Pippen, they made that last. They did magic things together. No one else has done.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that was dope.
Okay.
And I will say, I want to add to my relationship goals
Go ahead.
is, so when I have like my down energy, like my day when I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like, I need like my pet person to be like, all right, you good? Come on out of that. Here's a hug. Here's this. You the bomb. You got that. Take a day off. I got it. Here's some food. And like, next day I'm like, bam, I'm back in the game.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's.
I don't think that's
like,
too much to
I think
ask for. Yeah.
no, that's entry level.
Yeah.
That's consideration
Yeah.
Yeah.
and empathy. you know, and understanding. That's
Being a
entry level.
decent person.
That's foundational relationship goals right there. But I mean, it's good that you brought it up because I think a lot of people have such low expectations for what a good, healthy, fun, loving relationship is, that they're like surprised when their partner is like, yo, babe, you good? Right. And I'm like, oh, that's surprising to you. Like, that's not normal. So it's good that you bring that up because I think
nobody ever loved us.
I mean, it was hard out here for a lot of us for a long time.
It's partly my fault because my game face is real strong. Like my poker face is like top A1. So people be like, I didn't even know that there was something wrong. And I'm not always gonna like express it either. So like, right. Yeah, like so somebody that's actually in tune and not so caught up in their self, you know, right. Like to where they can actually notice what, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that comes with when you have that team that where we know we're working together. So if I notice that you off your game because we ain't working together as well, then I know that, you know, then I can say like something must be up. Where I've never had a relationship like that except for my son.
I was about to say, which one of us? I know the baby popped out somewhere. Which one of these kids?
So,
this one is feet, man.
Yeah. So, what do you think people are getting? Do you think that people have an unrealistic expectation of like relationship goals, and that they're kind of putting unrealistic goals on their?
Absolutely.
I think both.
I think everybody does.
Too many celebrity relationship goals.
Yes.
I think. Well, I to be fair, I feel like at one point, I mean, I know I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like at one point we all did until you get in one, like a real one, and like get to that, you know, partnership, that long-term, life-term partnership kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then when you realize, oh, okay, everything I thought that I was trying to aspire to, that's not the right answer.
Right.
You know, what I envisioned, like my fairy tale, like I used to really idolize, like, you know, your romantic comedies, and I used that as a barometer for the longest time. I'm not even gonna tell y'all how long I did that. And I didn't realize how unrealistic or not helpful that was. Yeah. I mean, just being real, probably like 3 years ago. And we've been together for 6 years.
Right.
So, you know, so I feel like we've all done that at some point.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has that like ideal couple that they like look up to, and not understanding that that's not you, so it's not going to turn out as the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, because I know I had ideal couples that I'm like, they're so great, I wish I could be like them, but like at the same time, it's not me, so it's not going to happen that way.
And you don't know what goes on inside of people's houses.
Yeah,
that's why those
You out in public, it's going to be a whole different face than, you know, than what's going on at home.
I mean, take Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I was like,
you know, publicly they.
But I think Solange get him in the elevator.
Right.
Look, I know Beyonce.
I was like conceited. I was like,
that shit was so disrespectful. You better not let your sister put her hands on me. You better not.
Oh, we'll jump you.
Well, I'm telling you right now,
like
if you cheat on me, my sister's gonna knock you upside the head. There's nothing I can do about it.
Have to put her hands on you.
I can't prove it in court. I'll never cheat. Black men do not cheat.
I'm not condoning.
All right, Duval.
Black men do not cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
Black men do not cheat. Black men do not cheat.
Black
men do not cheat.
Black
men don't cheat.
Nah, we don't cheat.
I also play music.
Like, no, we have never, and we will never.
Music though, you talked about movies and romantic comedies. Music and like all women's songs is either about like getting dogged out or like just being heartbroken, emotionless, something over a man, or like fuck a man and take his money. Like that's like the extreme, like most of the music you hear, and I'm like, what?
Sad. It's really sad.
We were young.
Shout out to Gladys
Or
Knight.
struggle. Beyonce and her struggle relationship, that's her fault. Beyonce has glorified the struggle relationship.
Yo, Beyonce swindled these
You
shit
giving
out
her
of the
too much credit.
female
That was
race.
glorified before she did that.
Wait, what are we
You giving her too much credit. That was glorified
He
before she had
swindled the shit out of ladies, bro. I'm telling yo, she's something else. She Donald Trump y'all.
Why is everybody always
She really did.
Look, no Beyonce slander.
She really Donald Trump y'all. Like she sold y'all one thing and she was doing something completely different.
But see, that's the whole point of like this topic is that's a lot, or I won't say most couples, but that's a lot of celebrity couples. Like it's an image, and so we all looking at one thing because we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. She just decided to make some money off of that, which is ingenious.
Right.
But she's not alone in that, and she definitely didn't come up with it.
Oh no! But
I just want to
I
add a
think
footnote.
Her and Jay-Z were like the epitome of struggle, like the top of R&B and the top of rap, and we went through all of like that was like front street, mainstream, like that was like Prince Henry. That was like the Prince and Princess of the Black.
I know y'all love
community.
Whitney. Come on now.
Oh, look.
Now that was real struggle. That is authentic.
My favorite celebrity relationship was Puff Daddy and J-Lo.
Did love that.
Oh man.
I love Diddy
when
though,
she
but
left
he
him,
ain't
yo.
shit.
I was like, he made all them songs trying to get her back. I'm like, yo, you really, Mark Anthony, really like.
I love Diddy like as a business person, but he's mad toxic.
Yeah.
Shit, you telling me? Apparently, like.
We done learned some things about Diddy today.
Yes, what's that?
Nah, you're not talking about that Jaguar right chick, right? I don't believe nothing she said. I don't believe her at all. I don't believe nothing she says.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't believe nothing she says. I think she just
What happened?
that Jaguar right chick that's always like going off the radio and snitching.
My mom over here. And she said, "What did he say about Mark Anthony? That's my cousin."
Yo, Mark Anthony's good. I'm just saying, why she had to leave Diddy for Mark Anthony though? He ain't even marry her. It was a bad decision.
I love Mark Anthony.
So you got a little buddy call over here in the corner, like, huh?
Yo, Mark Anthony got a dope song with Big Pun of Yeah, Baby. It's fire. I love it. I be in the house all day, like.
No Mark Anthony slander.
No Mark Anthony slander. Yeah. And I was gonna say, after watching Black is King, I love Beyonce. That joint was fire. Mm-hmm.
Actually didn't watch it yet.
No Beyonce slander either. Except that she slandered I just had to let it be known that she slandered the ladies because she lied to y'all. She really did.
Lie.
She did a whole. That's damn near some 6ix9ine shit. Like
she didn't lie.
She made these songs. She made these songs. She created this narrative about one thing, and in reality, she was doing something else. If she was a rapper, she'd be fake.
And the artists, they don't.
She didn't do it. She didn't do something.
Like you can make
about what she was going through and what she felt, and then it changed.
You can make
I'm just trolling, guys. This is the beer.
What happens with women though? Which happens with women?
Yo, we could talk about Beyonce.
I'm trying to get my man some views. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cut that section out. The bit that Bayhop gonna get you at $1 million. They gonna be mad, but that's $1 million right there. You know.
Listen, I got stung by the Bayhop once, and I was like, never again will y'all.
Black is king, y'all. Remember.
None of us have that kind of time on our hands. None of us have that kind of time.
Listen.
No, but it's also we're looking at one of the most toxic industries that exists, and then like putting them in some sort of goals. Like, no, please. Anybody who's ever worked with, unfortunately, in my field, I have to deal with a lot of these people, and just let them make their music, enjoy it, and leave them as a person alone. Like, don't attach yourself to their personalities, to their lifestyles. Let rich people do rich people things, and just don't feel like you need to be the way that they are because you're just leading yourself straight into a trap.
And you know what's funny? When you read up about a lot of them just getting their money. Like I read a lot of these guys' books. They're not getting rich till they like late 30s, 40s. Like you trying to do what they doing in your 20s. They was on their mama couch at their 20s. Like, yo, relax. It's all right.
And that whole like rich people and relationships, like I went to a private Jesuit high school as like a culture shock of like, all right, now I'm in the school with all these really, really, really rich white folks, and those relationships, like parents don't sleep in the same rooms. One parent is in Paris, the other parent is in England. Like you sleeping with this. It was like, whoa. But then they show up to like our charity events and it's like arm in arm. Like, and that's what made me really start understanding that for
everything
them,
around
it was
me.
a business.
We ain't get the money.
Right.
It's a business. Like they really
I was just about to say
married
that.
for
Mm-hmm.
I mean, marriage is a business.
Got a million reasons why your ass ain't going nowhere.
Hopefully.
Oh, man.
It's true. I mean, it's true.
But if that's your goal, if that's your relationship goal, then who am I to judge that?
Hence, exactly, right? If it's based on
Everybody's
assets,
also, like, based
there you
on
have it.
perspective, right?
Mhm.
So you only have as much perspective as what you've experienced. Otherwise, you're just.
Yeah.
So a lot of people experience one thing, they see something else, but they've never been inside of that, and so they make a lot of assumptions
Just on the outside.
about what that's like. That outside looking in, that's not clarity,
No.
you know, and that's where everybody gets messed up.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree on that.
Not opaque.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing with relationships is that, I mean, one, your relationship is your relationship. When I first told my cousin I was getting married, well, first she cursed me out for not telling her beforehand. Then she started crying.
Yes.
Because she was drunk. It was her birthday. She was drunk or whatever. She was like, I'm just going to tell you right now, like, your relationship is your relationship. Don't let nobody else in your relationship. That's just you. Y'all figure it out, whatever. I don't know why I made it sound like she was Tracy Morgan. The point is that I think that a lot of times, like, what works for you works for you. And you kind of got to mind your business. I think a lot of times, like, look at other, like, blueprints, and that's cool as, like, a starting point and maybe a foundation. Like, if you have, like, a good, like, if your parents have a good relationship or, you know, something like that, or, you know, whoever, that's cool. Like, it was, like, in real life, you see it, like, day to day. That's cool to kind of pick up on that. But at the end of the day, it's just you and whoever you with. And if you know yourself and that person knows themselves, and you get together, like, you just got to figure it out. It's just y'all. Like, I don't believe in, like, getting courts involved with stuff. I don't believe in, like, yo.
White man paperwork.
White man paperwork?
Yeah, the white
man paperwork.
White man paperwork.
Oh, crazy, yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in that. Like, we got to figure it out. Like, I'm not gonna call my cousin, my friend, like, nobody, my enemy. I'm not calling nobody. I'm gonna be like, look, you tripping.
A lot of people,
You know what I'm saying?
because they feel like they need to allow a lot of outside opinions to affect their internal decision making, and people get messed up that way.
Right.
If you
Absolutely.
I think there's a.
We've had someone in our own family say that they were doubting our relationship because we didn't have any drama.
Yeah.
Because they're so used to drama, they're like, they must be hiding
so
something.
Secretive.
And that's when I was like, see,
nothing. I'm like, okay.
See, this is
Check,
why.
please.
Like,
Check,
like,
please.
this is why, because not everybody moves the same way.
Right. Some people are just addicted to that drama.
Right.
Like, that's the only thing that they
It's
know.
all they know.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's what they think a relationship should be, is just the constant, you know what I'm saying?
Struggle love.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Struggle.
That's like a theme I've been in.
That's a job.
Be balanced with the whole, like, outside opinions thing. You know, I don't think it should be like a free for all community wide, like, everybody weigh in on my marriage / partnership. I do believe that it's healthy to have different opinions depending on the topic or outside perspectives, because you can, when it's just stuff, so it's just helpful to have outside perspectives, whether you're talking about a relationship or you're talking about work or whatever. That's the point of having different types of people,
right?
So that you can use that. I just think it's a very, like, you have to be mindful of the balance of that. Like, I don't go to everyone like, hey, this is my problem in my relationship, you know, what should I do? But I also don't think that it's the best route to never seek outside perspective or counsel. I do believe that just like it takes a village to raise a child, I feel like a village is important in your marriage as well, or partnership. It's like you just need to be real careful about who is in that village.
Right.
Yeah, you have to make sure that they are.
I
about
do
your
think
relationship,
that should
because
really
if
be
not,
like the last result, though.
Huh?
Like the last result. I think that should be like the last result. Like if you can't do it between y'all two, then go seek out some other help. But other than that, I feel like that should be just the last result.
I get both sides.
Depends on what it is.
So I was about to say.
Because it's like like I'll go to my parents been married 33 years, so maybe I might go to them about something that's not the most serious thing in the world because they got 33 years of perspective. Right. Maybe I'm not gonna go to my friend that was married for 2 years about it. I really think it just depends on what it is, because I'm new at this, and it doesn't. Somebody being married or in a partnership for 10 or 15 years doesn't necessarily mean they know more than me, because it's my relationship. But in that time frame, I would, if I'm looking at them for counsel in any capacity, I'm thinking they have some gemstone that I might not have.
Right. And that shows that you're using discernment. Not a lot of people have that type of discernment, though. So that's the other issue that comes, because there's extremes. On one hand, if you can't go anywhere outside of your partner and they've cut you off from a lot of people, that's usually a great sign of abuse, like at least emotional abuse. Because I've been in that situation, like when you were with a partner who like just starts snipping away at all those threads and they just don't want you to seek anybody, talk to anybody, that can get abusive really, really fast. On the opposite end, some people don't have that level of discernment of who they should talk to, when, why, and how. Like, right. So they allow too many people to influence them to where they're not making decisions based on how they feel. They're making decisions based on what someone else told them. Like you said, I think balance is super, super, super important when it comes to that.
And sometimes that's just a very tough line at the end of the day. Like, especially with family members, it'd be a tough line, because at one moment you could be mad at something and you tell them about it, and then the next minute you actually understand it and you and your partner understand. But then now your family is still mad at your partner.
Right,
and that's why discretion is key. I said the comment about picking your village, like picking that support system where, I can go to this person, like, like full disclosure, like I know I can go to Dwayne and he's not gonna hold what I said last week against what I'm saying this week. But my mama, I can't do that. If I tell her that he did some shit,
it's a generational thing.
I guess I still give the hesitation though. Like, you still want to be careful though. Like when you still talk about people in your relationship, because regardless how much you've established rapport, when people hear things, what's said is still said. You can't. You might be like, well, I heard it later. Regardless. That shit was said, and this is how the things start to go down that slippery slope. Because then when you start coming back later, it comes back sometimes.
My granny gave my sister I was only like 17 when my sister got married, and I remember sitting in my grandma was talking to her, and she was like, "Listen, you're probably gonna get angry, and you're gonna need to vent and whatever, blah blah blah." She was like, "Get you a friend that don't really come around." And like just call her and vent. She was like, just call her and vent and be mad and blah 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 blah. She was like, it shouldn't be anybody in your close circle that you're just venting to when you're just because you just feel like you need to talk shit. Like, it just happened, I just want to talk shit. And she was like, because after you vent and you go back and you forgive them, if it's anybody in your circle, they are most likely not going to be able to forgive them. Now you got awkward get-togethers, awkward Thanksgivings, awkward looks, and now it's like it causes more problems. So that was like her whole thing. Like, if you just are calling to vent, like, it's not even really constructive. Like, you're not actually calling to say, like, I'm having this problem and I'm needing some insight, because most people, you are going to go to your partner for that. Like, if y'all are really having a problem, y'all going to work through it. But it's like that instant vent when you're mad and you're like, hey, let me tell you what he just did, or let me tell you what she said, or blah, 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 blah. You just need to get it out. She was saying, like, somebody that's basically not in y'all's, like, in y'all field, like, that's not in y'all circle, because who cares? You know what I mean? Like, so I thought that was, like, pretty dope.
Yeah.
And then my grandparents were married for, like,
one wrong coworker. See what happens.
What you said?
Huh?
I was saying, think about it in a workplace environment. Complain about one coworker to the wrong coworker and find out how the rest of your week is gonna go. it just spirals.
Yeah, it's the same
You
concept.
think that you just went into the break room over coffee. It's like Next thing you know, you gotta have 20 conversations. It's like you have to foresee how those people are gonna take it, and then who they're also gonna pass it to. Because people and they don't mind their goddamn business. And you may think you're just venting to one person, but then they're like, you won't believe what so-and-so told me is going on, and it just becomes like a bigger of a thing. I'm fortunate enough that we don't.
I've told auntie, and auntie then told cousin.
I know couples fight, and I don't judge couples for fighting, but we just don't fight.
What's our biggest fight?
Our bickering is like, why did you put her with the white one? Why would you do that?
What's wrong with y'all? Y'all not relationship, not real.
Enough that things things don't escalate into fights. Enough trust escalate into fights. We have enough occasion that things. So I don't find myself often in the predicament where I feel like I really need like somebody. If it ever got that deep, honestly, I would probably hire somebody and just get a counselor. Right. Because at the end of the day, I don't want a lot of people in my business in general. Like at all.
Yeah. I think that all goes back to like what I keep saying about selecting your village.
Exactly.
There's a village for kids. And I think there's a village for marriage. I feel like there's a village for, career passions. I feel like there's a village for, and if all those people can be the same people, that's amazing. Sometimes those people are not the same people. Sometimes
we have to admit, most people are not in healthy relationships.
Right.
Like most people, they're stuck in situationships. They're stuck in marriages that they don't want to leave. And like those are really the people with that we're kind of talking about. You know what I mean? Like that's really the people.
My perspective is a privileged perspective because we're at that point where this doesn't apply to me anymore. These are things I've dealt with and I can speak to it, but it's just not my personal situation, so I understand what you're saying.
Same here.
A lot of people are going through a lot of things in their partnerships, like a lot of things.
You look at it like
right. Like, stop making that face on my friend.
You talking about me?
No, but
I'm watching the back. All right, my bad.
My philosophy is that as far as like everyone that knows me, and like she's a saint. She can do no wrong. I will never say anything bad about her to anybody else.
Right.
We would kill you. That's
so that's just that.
Down and we would kill you.
Because like I just.
Let me talk to y'all in like 4 years.
Yeah, because like I've had a lot of friends that were always in relationships, for better or for worse. Some are very, very, very toxic. And the thing is, like, you can't tell me all of this stuff and then expect me to like be happy when y'all get engaged or whatever. Like, it's just, I can't do it. I'm not a fake.
I'm concerned for your future.
Like, I don't want to. And I'm just thinking about the karma. Like, I don't want to be greeted. Hey, Mister, leave the seat up. Like, that's not. You know what I'm saying? Don't put my business out there in the streets. I'll put the seat down, by the way.
Yes, he does.
So anyway, the point is like, we need to work it out. Whatever disagreement that we have, we got to work it out among ourselves. If it's really something that's like super serious, but we still want to work it out, we still want to be together, then at that point, then we want to seek the wise counsel, be it the family member, be it a counselor, be it whatever.
Yeah.
Someone that's like close, but not too close.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Again, you're not calling me Mr. Lead the Seat Up.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So, I definitely think that, going back to Tiffany's point, having that village or tribe, some people call it that, that's very important, just to having that support system, people that believe in you, people that's like, you know what, I like her energy, I like his energy, whatever, like, I want y'all to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the key.
That's another thing.
Right.
That's the key.
You gotta want it for you. Because some people don't want you, because they don't have it or anything close to that. Like, and nothing against like single people or people in a relationship, because it doesn't necessarily have to be anyone that's single. Mm-hmm. But for some people, if they don't have what it is they think you have or know you have, depending on the situation, they're unable to genuinely support you and give you unbiased, advice.
Right.
or anything like that. And so like,
yeah, when we were
And
Yeah.
they'll project onto you. They will project
Yes.
what is going on in their relationship onto you when the circumstance, it might look at the same thing, but the circumstances leading up to the thing wasn't the same, but they're giving you what they think they should have did back then. Like, that's also horrible.
That's that
Like,
perspective thing again. That's why you have to take every single thing with a grain of salt, because people be meaning well and still be wrong and toxic.
Right.
yes,
They
you're
mean
right.
well. Their intentions,
Yep.
people. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, right?
Woo.
We said it, and we know.
Look, I done had people pray for me and things got worse.
That's why you gotta watch who pray for you.
I ain't lying.
I make my moves in silence.
Everybody prayers.
No disrespect to nobody.
It's not about intentions always either. Some people don't even realize not the hate. I don't want to call it hate. Some
What's the
people
bitter?
don't process
Bitter.
process
Good word.
envy well. They don't process lack well. They don't process. Some people don't know how to let.
I would just umbrella and say it's a lack of positive psychology. A lot of
Yeah.
us just don't know how to just look at things from a positive lens. We will look at things and quickly worry about what's going to go wrong, why this won't work. You know, we do it in politics. We do it in life, you know. Tell your parents you're going to start a business. But what if it fails? What if it, you know, that's all they do is tell you what if it go wrong. You know,
That
you know?
sounds like a euphemism for bitterness.
It's just,
He's
it's
saying
crazy,
it
but
basically.
Nicole, right? You know this from our personal experience, because me and Nicole been like buddies since childhood.
Right.
I feel like when we were younger, we were more susceptible to those type of frenemy type relationships in your friend group, right? When you're younger, because girls would just be around each other for the sake of being around each other. There's a lot of cattiness, there's a lot of little spites or whatever. As you get older, you learn better, you get around grown women who know better, who do better. You start to change your perspective on how relationships, even in your friend group, should be. So your circle gets super tight, like you were talking about your village. Like, my friends are
I
super
attack those
tight.
people.
Like, my circle is like a super high caliber. You know, you keep only high caliber people around you.
Right.
But then the same woman who has high caliber friends won't apply those same standards to someone who she's seeking in a partner, be it, you know, a man or a woman or whatever. And then they end up in a toxic situation because they're not holding their partner to the same standard that they would even hold their own
With their
friends.
friends. Yes.
Girl,
You better go. You better say it.
It's true. It's true. You don't see that. That pick-me-ism from the early 2000s, that's gotta go. Okay? It's not about getting chose. Get that. That gotta get out your head. Like, people want to get chose so bad that they do themselves such a disservice.
The
It's
pick-me culture.
simps,
sad,
simps,
though.
simps.
Simps and pick-me's.
Simps and pick-me's. They
I
really
hate simps.
They're
honey.
congruent. They're congruent.
I hate simps.
Simps and pick-me's. Like, it's gotta stop. But you see it a lot. It be from both perspectives, women, men, poly, gay, whatever. Like, you see it from both perspectives where someone is so dope, so fly, so smart, so talented, so gifted, and they would just let someone with them be trash. And you're just like, oh my God, why don't you see? But it's just that desire to be in company, to have someone, to not be alone, the fear of stigma of singleness or whatever it is. So they're not using the same level of choosiness with their romantic partners as they are with like even their friends. And I think that if that perspective shift, if you treat someone who is a prospective partner the way you would treat them like someone who's a prospective friend, I think you'll come out a lot better on the other side. You know,
I just reposted a meme today that said something like, normalize holding friendships to the same standards that you hold relationships, or something like that. Because to me, it's on the same playing field. Obviously, you know, my partnership and marriage is a little bit different, but as far as like the expectation and just as far as like the expectation and like the energy, to me it's the same. Like, one's not like you're not allowed to vibrate lower because you're a friend and he's fiance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never personally believed in that before it was like a thing to talk about.
You know, the Bible says, out of it flows.
He's joking. You gotta get out of here. You
have a bouncer for the club hall. I'm in this club with the shoes on.
Oh my goodness.
No hats in here, nigga. I need to see your hairline. If I can't touch your hairline, I can't trust you in this club. Amen.
I can't believe that.
He's accepting.
We're gonna start our tithe offering right now.
They're having a church basement.
Haven't heard that in a long time.
Please donate to the building fund.
All right.
Right.
Then we're gonna take up a second collection, auxiliary collection.
Auxiliary.
Yeah.
Lord.
We got
Listen,
we got
and then I'm like,
you gotta once we reach the offer, once the offer reaches a certain amount, then you can get it. So
and then I'm this single friend that's like long-term single, and like people, and I'm also a counselor, so like the idea that like single people like can't not even say give you advice, but just help you figure like out stuff when it's like, no, I know everything it takes to be in a relationship and how much work it is, and that's why I'm not in one. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't feel like you can't, like single people aren't allowed to weigh in on relationships.
Yeah.
It just depends on what kind of single. It depends on what kind of single person you are.
Yeah.
You need those types of perspectives in your ear if you're
Yes.
about things, because you can't just listen to people who are either doing better than you or worse than you. You know, that's where everybody messes up. That's true.
Yeah.
Your single friend can see things clearly because they're not infatuated with anybody.
They're not.
As long as they're unbiased and they support you genuinely, like that, their perspective could be very valuable.
Right.
Yeah, another set of eyes is always a blessing.
as someone that's been a single friend for a very, very long time.
Oh.
It was.
Yeah, you were.
I
was like, who you talking about? Oh,
This
no.
is accent that you
Yeah, like as
He gave us another.
Oh, they switched.
I
That's
can
crazy.
see how, like, you know, people's judgment can get clouded in a relationship. I can see myself like doing some of the things that, you know, some of my friends in relationships have done. I'm like, wait, I'm acting like this nigga right now. Let me relax. Let me fall. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, having that self-awareness is so key. Like, you have to be your biggest critic. You know what I'm saying? Not just for you, but for like the relationship that you're in. Like, because it's not just me anymore. I've been very selfish, like, damn near my whole life. I mean, I've gave niggas looks back and, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, like, I've been very carefree, very, very stress-free for the most part, because all I had to worry about was me. But now, you know, I have a family I have to worry about, care for, provide for. So it's a different ball game. And now that my perspective changed, you know, I'm just very.
Oh, crying. Look at my friend growing up.
Oh, you a family man now?
You
Family man now?
Look at this.
Yeah, I'm talking like this. I got my rings in it.
Never thought this day would come. I'm just kidding. I did think it would come.
Nah, you
I didn't know how long it was gonna take.
This is
I didn't know how long it was gonna take. I'll say that.
You try and play up your like, oh, I'm just for the streets. So much. You've always been such a nice guy, like trying to like.
He is, but he was for the streets. He was.
Like, I know he was in the streets. What I'm saying is that he's never like he's moved mad. You know, we know that. But he also has always had that spirit that could absolutely be this, you know, like it was never like, you know, so this was never a surprise to me. It was just like, okay, finally, here we are. You know, like
we're here.
Right, we got here. You know, it takes whatever amount of time. Everybody's on their own path, you know.
No, but disclaimer, in my eyes, he could never do no wrong. Like,
yeah, she don't think that now.
Now I know. No, but like before, like he was always
never mix the red into the white laundry again. I will kill you. Okay, so
all right, fair enough.
All jokes.
Fair enough.
The problem is we don't take nothing seriously. That works.
Because I'm a troll. I'm a troll to my core, and that's just, she's become immune to the trolls, so it's just like, it'd be like I'm trolling myself,
Right.
because she just doesn't even respond to the trolls. So, I mean.
Nah, I get you. I was a troll before trolling was cool.
That's true. It was.
I try to troll, but no one ever gets it.
So we got different levels of trolling.
Right, there's
here.
different, because trolling
we got
comes
tiers.
Yeah, you gotta read the room, player.
varieties.
Gotta read the room.
I live my life hoping the room will read me. That's my problem.
I like that.
I admit it's a problem. It is.
I'm glad.
It's all good until it's not, right?
Yeah.
So, when it comes to, kind of like wrap things up here. So when it comes to relationships, if you could give like one word of advice to the single person out there, and last time I checked, the game is trash, like trash.
Super trash. Super trash.
It's a little scary out here for you.
As someone that recently re-entered the free agency market, very disappointed. Very disappointed. But I'm
Okay,
still a
you're a new
champion.
free
It is what it is.
Okay.
This
Right out
nigga
here.
looking for a phone.
You just have to, you know what? I feel like the more you spend time in a community of like-minded and like-spirited individuals, you will naturally gravitate towards a person who is where you're at.
Yes.
Like you can't just snap your fingers and it doesn't work like that.
It really happens when it's time to happen.
I'm not saying divine timing, but I'm kind of saying divine timing a little bit.
Timing.
Like it's just like things happen when they happen, and everybody's like drive to force things to happen is why everybody ends up in all these bad situations.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you surround yourself with people who love what you love, or interested in what you're interested in, can have a healthy debate, who challenge you, who build you, you're gonna just naturally find people, who you have some chemistry with, and then you build from there. Like it's not a matter of like swiping on Tinder until the cows come home. No. Like that's only gonna get you so far. You
need to focus on you.
Malcolm, please.
No.
Yo, fuck online dating. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
That's weird.
I can't.
That shit is for the birds, man.
Focus on yourself.
Online dating.
Know your worth, King.
6 years ago.
We did.
Fourscore.
We did. 3 months ago, we did meet
on Twitter.
Now that's not technically online dating.
Right.
However,
Don't DM Dob. Know your worth, King. She should message you.
He's a DM diving. Let me put the goggles on.
Look, he slid in my DM. Now we married.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
that's what
Okay.
my
Yeah.
too when they're married.
Which ones? IG, Twitter.
It was a successful slide.
Which one?
Twitter.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because Twitter's conversational.
Yeah.
You can conversate and get to know someone's mind a little bit before that.
Yeah.
IG is just so visual.
I sent her my SoundCloud link, and that was the end of it.
It
she
did
was
not.
like,
Oh. Yo, if you send the chick the
No.
SoundCloud link
that
and
was
she's
it.
still with it, that's a
If
key.
y'all want
I'm
the true
finished.
story,
I'm finished.
if y'all like the true
Yes,
story,
give them the unabridged.
that's not it.
Give them
No,
the unabridged.
I was
Damn.
because it
Send
was
her
days
You
into
can't even send your man's a SoundCloud link. You know what I mean?
days into our
Stop listening.
conversating, he sent me a link and I got so scared. I was like, oh, here we go. I said, no, this is not my life right now.
That was,
But I don't want to date a struggle rapper.
Luckily, he sent me with high quality content, and we already had a rapport, and so it worked. If he
At
would
the
have
bars.
If you was whack, it would have been it.
yeah.
Do not send the link.
I was
No.
nice enough. I was nice enough.
Nice enough, please. You don't just be saying anything.
I told you.
You're just someone that just be saying anything.
I'll just be saying whatever, man. I don't. We've been talking for like 2 hours.
That's Overton, and I'm Sinclair in this, so y'all got to.
I am kind of like Overton.
Yo, that was a relationship goal couple.
Look,
That was gold.
I am.
That couple was
I'm the
gold.
weird
That-
yoga
I love
instructor.
that. That's what they're about to say.
that was real love right there. You know what I mean? Like, that motherfucker was weird.
Oh,
But they,
I love Overton and Sinclair. Stop playing.
Yes.
That was true love right there for me.
They were real goals. Now, if you
For
have
real.
a Kyle and Max relationship, that's a different.
I like Kyle and Max. Maybe that's why I'm problematic now.
But they need to stop.
that shit gets problematic after a while. Like, you know what I mean?
I said
Yeah.
I'm a little problematic, but I know that about myself. So it's
That's what
alright.
you call bad writing, because they should have been
They
able,
should have
in
been
the
able to
real
pull it
world,
together.
they should have been able to make it work.
Right.
Like, they both were like, had good careers and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
They
their
both
chemistry was great.
smell like shea butter.
Shea
They
butter.
should have been able to make it work.
I wanted somebody more docile.
Okay.
I don't even remember why they didn't work.
I'm telling you, that's why. Because Maxine was bringing it. She's bringing that heat to him. He wasn't.
I loved her. I feel like I was Maxine before.
Yeah, I
Like
think
knew who
That
Maxine
was the
was.
attraction.
You don't want
She
like
was
a powerful.
bringing
You
it.
don't want like a powerful partner to match your like power.
The thing
No.
is-
men
I'm
don't.
not saying they were, but she was like, it was overpowering. Like, it was a lot of like, she was always making fun of him, coming at him. You know, he was always like smooth and chilling and calm.
It was,
Yeah, but you can tell he's the kind of guy that wouldn't. That's not. He didn't want to.
Yeah, that
People
No.
like that
I make
sometimes.
fun of my
It
wife.
was very mutual, but no, actually, I saw an interview with the actor that played Kyle very recently,
TC Carson.
and TC Cart. Thank you.
Mm.
Apparently, because they were doing a lot of political stuff when their show was up against Friends and all of this.
Yeah.
Together as a cast, they used to defend themselves against the network and da-da-da. And he kind of took on that role of mouthpiece a little bit, and at the end it had gotten a little sketchy. And there were certain things that they were trying to make him and Overton do, like little doofusy things. He wasn't with it. And so basically, they fired him.
Always these forced agendas and shit, man.
So
Damn.
he wasn't supposed to, like, it wasn't that him and Max didn't work out. He went to London. They could have definitely, like, friends that, like how Ross left and they got back.
Oh, you spoiling the show for me because I've been watching it on Hulu. I forgot about all that. Damn.
Man, that show was like 20 years ago. You guys.
Ain't no spoiler alert.
I never knew that he went to London and left the show though. Like, I don't remember that happening.
I didn't know that either, but I'm still watching.
Right. But in any case, it's not that they didn't work out, because I think they left it on a note where they could have worked out, but the network decided against him making
The
it.
white man.
That's like that Moesha shit, man.
Let me
I
ask
know
you,
that the mom went
do you
to-
think that do you think that the black sitcoms do a good job of representing, relationship struggles and that happens in our community? Do you think they do a good job of exposing that?
Girlfriends did.
Some of them.
Well,
You know what
I mean?
I just started watching Girlfriends again.
Wait,
That is
yes!
whoa.
William, girlfriends, Moesha,
I'm like,
Parkers.
Moesha's
wild.
for teenagers.
I think Moesha was pretty accurate. I thought
No,
Moesha
I'm
was
talking
a
about the
good show.
dynamics of parents.
Moesha's for teenagers. We're talking about like adult relationships.
Now,
Oh.
when I watch Moesha as an adult, I'm like, girl, what is this?
Yeah,
Well,
but
you know,
I don't
to
think
be
that counts
honest,
because
looking
Moesha
at
was for like
Moesha,
your,
I look
teenage
at the parents.
relationships.
No, but as
like
an
adult
adult now, I look at the dynamic of the parents.
I'm talking about the parents.
Like,
the
I
parents
focus on that.
relationship
And I
all
do
of
think that.
Oh,
I do think some of
no,
that's
because
real.
Moesha's dad was
Frank-
like low key chauvinistic
Fucking-
as fuck. No.
He was.
Yeah,
was
but-
terrible. He was
But I
terrible.
mean, at that time, like in the 90s, there are a lot of my dad's probably kind of, I guess, chauvinistic to a degree.
My dad is
I'm-
too. That don't mean it's
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm just saying it's just
No, but he said that is it? I mean,
Portrayal.
then it's authentic. We just
Yeah, it's
said that our
authentic. That's
dads
what I
are that way. So
Again,
it's
because we were
authentic.
talking about earlier how we look at this at the relationship
Reality
through a
TV
lens,
ain't
a
authentic.
perfect lens, so we don't really get a full understanding of,
I like the Cosby Show.
oh well.
And that doesn't mean I support Bill
No.
Cosby.
Again, we
I
got to
just
remember
like
that
Cosby
when we,
Show.
black is not monolithic, so we need the Cosby's because some families did live like that. We needed Family Matters. Some families live like that.
Parenthood.
We needed Parenthood. Some families live like
Yeah, that's a
that.
good one.
Bernie
Yeah,
We
Mac.
needed
that was a
hanging
good
with
one.
Mr.
That's a good one.
Cooper. Some people needed
Bernie
that. Some people had that
Right.
dude.
Hanging with Mr.
Hanging- we
Cooper.
needed that.
With Mr. Cooper. Oh,
Yes.
Live that way. What was the one with LL Cool J?
House.
The
Yeah.
House. What was it called?
That was
In the house.
in the
House,
house.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Homeboys in Outer Space. Y'all remember that?
What?
Nah,
Perfect
what?
depiction of black people.
Damn, I didn't mean to do you like that, bro. I didn't mean to say it like I
I
didn't mean to say it like
I gotta mute this. Hold on.
NBA game. Where we
I gotta
at?
mute this.
No. What the hell?
What's up? You telling me you didn't like Lex Alexander's portrayal of the black man in the year 3000? You didn't like that?
No, just like we didn't like it in what's the damn movie?
Fucked up Michael Jackson
Flex
too.
Alexander was in.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like his portrayal of Michael Jackson.
Booty, no,
Terrible.
not booty call.
Oh my God.
How to be a player. How to be a player. That's what it was.
Bill
called.
Bellamy.
Bill Bellamy. Bill Bellamy.
Bill Bellamy. I used to
Yo, I met Bill Bellamy my freshman year of college. He is the very same way in person as he is on TV. I remember we all went, we like ran up to him. We were like, "Oh my God, it's Bill Bellamy!" And he was like, "Oh my God, it's you!" He kept doing that to all of us. He was so hyped. He hung out with us for like 15, 20 minutes, just chilling in the middle of We went on South Beach. We was on Coconut Grove, outside of Club Oxygen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know about.
I can see that. Should have made him do the Cousin Skeeter voice.
Because you didn't rub your hands together and everything.
I mean, he had a pretty high pitched voice just on his own. So I mean,
Get him, Nicole.
What is it?
What was the question originally?
Oh yeah.
oh, relationship goal advice.
It was
yeah.
a question.
No.
Dwayne had
One
asked me
takeaway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
One
You remember what it
takeaway.
was?
yeah, I remember.
It was the one takeaway. I'm gonna
Yeah, so
go
I think what you
because
said-
y'all-
Oh, it was advice to single people?
Yeah, I think what you said when
made-
it comes down to being patient, time, don't feel as though, I have to be in a relationship, so therefore you just not picking up anything off the street, so you're settled.
Oh.
No, it's serious because as you know, so Jai,
Why y'all always do that? This is why
men
men don't like talking, man. Y'all always laugh at us when we speak.
because you haven't found that match for you, anything to even consider right now. So
Facts.
it'll come.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you're around like-minded individuals,
right now.
it'll just happen naturally. You don't got to be on Tinder, all those other things. It'll just happen naturally.
Facts, man.
And
If I can piggyback off that,
Who's
if I can
piggybacking?
piggyback off that, I would say
Let's go.
authenticity. Like, be yourself.
Right.
Like, so much the whole dating thing, it frustrates me. It's so fake. You're not being yourself. Like, we put on these roles, these facades to court somebody, and in reality, you're doing things that you cannot maintain over time. Be authentic. Be yourself, and that's how the love gets real and true from the gate, because you know what you're getting. And you just build from there. That's my one piece. Be authentic.
Yeah.
And so my one piece would be actually know where you want to go in your life and what your personal goals are, so that you match somebody who y'all are going in the same direction, rather than picking up anything off the street and trying to drag them along.
I'm sorry.
And you don't think-
Yeah, stop.
Oh, we good for that, man.
Sorry.
The street sound.
But why I gotta be on the street? You can't be hanging up somewhere. You gotta be on the
He
street.
belongs to the streets.
There's a sexual
I was
orientation
gonna
called
stop
sexual
and
attraction.
get you off the street.
It happens around this time of year.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
what's up? What
you
up?
know, I said something on Facebook. I think it was like today or yesterday or something. And like I feel like a little bit weird, like giving advice to single people, but that's the question, right?
Mhm.
I really like what I heard Will and Jada say, and I know that there's a whole bunch of opinions on what they got going on, but a good perspective is a good perspective regardless of where it came from.
Right.
Yeah.
About being,
I got some Donald Trump advice next. You gonna play that card?
can we not?
Go ahead.
We just watched him yesterday, and I'm still not finished with that. I didn't-
You set that shit up.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can we not? That's another conversation.
Right now.
Like,
It just-
I
it
want
no.
to hear Jada.
Please.
Anyway, Donald Trump aside, everybody else. I really feel strongly about not depending on your partner for your happiness, and knowing how to find that in yourself and by yourself, and starting, maybe completing, but at least starting that journey and focusing on that journey to your happiness, and knowing what that journey looks like before you involve someone else. Because if you involve someone else before you know what that journey to your happiness looks like, then you got them confused. You're depending on them to find happiness. They don't know how to find it. You don't know how to find it. And it's just this clusterfuck, because you're not happy and you're blaming this other person, and it's not their job to make you happy.
Right.
Like, you guys should be living your life both happy together. Like, I think that's supposed to be the goal. Not he needs to make me happy, I need to make him happy. No, you make yourself happy and I make myself happy, and we live happily together as a unit, as a team, and we learn how to merge that happiness and both obtain that happiness together, and we find ways to balance that so that we're both continuously satisfied. Not, hey, you know what, this is what I need to make me happy. A, B, C, D, I need you to do this. And I need you to do this to make me happy. Like, I think, and again, I know people have different opinions on that, but for me, I feel like that needs to come from you, and that needs to be decided before you try to share a life with someone, or, you know, be in a committed relationship with someone. Or friends either. But that's another thing.
I think pretty much most of the panel agrees with that as far as like happiness is your responsibility. Like, if you think about it, like, that's a crazy expectation. Like, yo,
make me happy.
You make me happy real quick. Like you at the drive-thru, like, yo, let me get that happy real quick.
Most people can't even make themselves happy. Now you added a whole extra human to it, like.
Right, and that's the thing. That's like, it takes a while to figure out what makes you happy, right? Like, you didn't just wake up one day and just know.
No.
Mm-hmm. And
so
then
you gotta
end
do
up
the
resenting
exploration.
each other.
Right.
Yeah, I think
and that leads to resentment too. Like, so if I have to spend my time trying to make you happy and I'm not even happy, I start to resent you for the work that I have to do for you, and I haven't even done my own work yet. So like,
right.
That's a lot of emotional labor that you shouldn't be asking of other people. Now, that's what I'm saying. If y'all are together and someone starts feeling down, or you're allowed to pick them up, like, that's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is valid. You can't like put that much emotional labor on another person when with the way the world is right now, people are barely holding it together. You know,
my baby.
Yeah, like,
that makes me happy.
That's a ponytail.
So cute.
Thank you.
Oh,
I would say to I guess a single person, like, in the beginning stage and finding someone, is to have fun when you meet someone. Continue to build a friendship first and have 100% communication. Because after that, like, you'll know what she wants, he'll know what you want, and basically together you guys will figure it out. But like, just having that friendship and building a friendship, honestly not looking for it to be anything at first. Just building that friendship, having fun with each other.
Expectations.
Right, and then you build into something.
Your expectations.
All right, so my advice for the single brothers out there, because I can only talk for the brothers out there. I'm not a woman. I don't know what y'all go through. That's whatever. God bless. But like, out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, focus on your passion, your ambitions, your purpose in life. Figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay focused. You know, stay hydrated. Eat your fruits. Eat your vegetables. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hold your joint. Don't be out here, you know, spilling your seed all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Keep your energy, keep your vibrations high and all that. And eventually, if you do what you're supposed to do, like, things will kind of fall into your lap. When I met my wife, you know what I'm saying, I was in a very righteous path. You know what I'm saying? I was holding my joint. You know what I'm saying? I was.
You know what, man? Listen.
I actually reconnected with her and with music, which is what, like, I'm passionate about. So the fact that I saw her where I was like supposed to be doing, I was supposed to be here, and I ran into her. I was like, oh snap! That's shorty from back in the day. I'm about to get her. Right. And here she is.
Oh my God. I love it.
Focus on your purpose and everything.
You got to do the inner journey before you can do anything in your professional field, in your personal relationships, in your friendships, anything. If you don't get the inside straight, nothing will work.
Yeah,
nothing.
Exactly.
How you win when you ain't right within?
How you gonna win when you ain't
When you're not right within?
Right.
Come
like
again. I'm glad we all old enough to appreciate that.
Yo, I bought that album on vinyl like a few months back.
I ain't that old. I'm just kidding.
Now, I may.
You know what?
People want to find y'all. We're gonna start with the single people first. Jaya, people want to find you. We're gonna find you at.
She laughed.
Hold on, let me get my phone.
Why you?
Hold on, wait.
Let's start with
Well,
this.
I gotta pee. I'll leave it come back.
Oh, okay, good.
No.
Okay.
Your audio. We can't
your
hear
audio.
you.
Yeah, are you muted?
She just going and like.
Mute.
Okay.
You-
Oh, hold up. I'm trying to unmute her.
Every time I unmute myself, you kept muting me, Dwight. I was like,
They stop disrespecting the black queen, man.
My bad.
Trying to silence her?
I'm beside you.
Black man always trying to silence the black woman.
all right,
Oh, here we go with that.
y'all can find me. Y'all can find me on OnlyFans. I'm just playing. No, for real.
Gotta do what you gotta do, okay?
Make your money, queen.
I ain't
No,
nobody.
you can find me at ajayadivine.com. I have a podcast, Infinite Beings Unite, and then Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's Ajaya Divine everywhere. So
I
That's
found
me.
you.
Right.
Still, bro. I'm a little.
What's good, everybody? This is Just the Hip Hop Professor. You can find me on my podcast, No Fucks Given. We on
What?
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, all that. You can also find me on Instagram as well, No Fucks Given. Also, the Hip Hop Professor, hip_hop_professor.
Hip.
Yeah, you can spell no fuss given because it's spelled a little different.
Oh yeah. No Fucks Given. Hashtag NOFAUX for fake. It's for no fake.
Hold on, which
feelings.
one's the Instagram? Is it Hip Hop Professor or No Fucks Given?
They're both on Instagram.
Oh,
Why are you spelling it?
I found it. You a DJ?
You should see a picture of Malcolm X and Fidel Castro.
Yep,
I see a dog.
Dog is the Hip Hop Professor.
Okay. I want trying to be funny. That's what I see. Look.
He do that.
A couple seconds to everything.
That's like lovely.
All right, Malky, April, where can they find you at?
On Instagram and Twitter, April Catrice. On YouTube, Life with April Catrice.
Let's spell it out.
Patrice, what?
Catrice, April, like the month, and then Catrice with a K. So Katrice, like cat rice. So just at April Catrice. On Instagram, on Twitter, YouTube is Life with April Catrice, and then me and Malcolm have our little
It's not little. Don't do it.
Oh, you be cooking?
Don't give me semantics right now.
Don't
I'm
put
trying to
little
introduce
in front of
us.
me.
Anyhow, me and Malcolm have our show that we do together called Poignant Bars. Like Poignant Bars.
I like it.
We
Oh, you be cooking?
I do.
Yeah, she
Yes,
be-
she does.
We got videos, but she ain't trying to put none up yet.
Don't do that.
I'm sensitive about my art. Okay.
Listen.
Sensitive about her shit.
Right. She's an artist. And she's
Sensitive
sensitive.
about my art.
Yes. Instagram, Twitter, Big Prince of Pan-Africanism. That's BIG.
That's not true.
That's a long name.
All right. That's my alternate account. That's my
Why your
alternate.
name so long?
Lying. Just
It's MT the artist. MTTHEARTIST.
empty the
Woo.
artist.
MT the artist.
That explanation for an easy ass.
I mean, I'm saying that's the one I'm about to start up though.
You
know
know
what
I'll
I'm
put
saying?
that in
It's
the
just
chat or something. I can't
like
find it.
I told y'all that he
you know
could
what
be
I'm
saying
saying?
anything.
It's gonna be like memes and.
The later
you know,
it gets, the more anything he can be saying.
I'm sundown.
All right.
Mine is very simple. NYTIPP. NYTIP.
NYTI.
In white.
Antoine don't check social media at all, so ain't even no point in even giving it to you.
He said, I don't do that.
Sounds like a happy man.
Real
Tiffany G.
boring.
Tiffany G.
So just follow me and I'll get the message soon.
I think so, yeah.
NYTIPP.
Okay.
I didn't find her, so I couldn't spell it.
Who? Me or Jaya?
Jaya, can you tell me how to find your IG?
Yeah, it's AJAYA
You pop right up.
Mm-hmm.
DIVINE.
Divine. Okay.
I put in AJ.
You have like
I got a big afro.
a little
Okay, yoga.
curly fro. Did you? Hold on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's her.
Yes.
God damn, hell no. I can't do that. You see that bag of Popeyes on? Look, there's a whole bag of Popeyes on my bed right now. So no, I can't do the yoga. Y'all, I think I'm playing. Hold on, look.
Oh no, we don't need to play.
Your Popeyes.
All right,
Oh, you can find me at IG Nicole's Beauty and the letter N style, and same on Facebook, and then on Twitter it's Nicole Beauty NS.
Say that.
Who's Yaki?
Nah, for real, I'm really be talking. It is. I do.
All right, and you can find me where you found me at. Make sure that you like, subscribe, slander, cancel. It is what it is. I'm out here. I said what I said. But if you obviously do want to follow me, it's I am Duanus. That's I am DUANUS on pretty much anything. If you Google it, I'm Googleable.
Okay.
Are you?
He got his SEO.
Are you at the top of the search?
He got an SEO.
He got his searches optimized. Okay, I see.
No, I'm saying I'll show up. So thank you again, everybody, for your time, your transparency, your relationship advice, your do's and do nots. I appreciate it.
It's been an honor. It's been an honor. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, Teal Suit. I'm sorry, I'm looking at people's Instagram.
I'm like, wait, how do you know about the Teal Suit?
All right.